Thanks for watching. We're going to be replacing these metal pipes. I bought this house. It's like 1920s, and it's got these steel metal pipes in there, and they were actually leaking the first time we turned the water. We got this house at a tax auction. We weren't able to have inspections, but we're going to change them over to PVC. Replacing some rotted drain pipe, probably, I don't know, 80 years old, 100-year-old. Best thing you could do, best tip for you guys, is cut it off. Take all this with you to the hardware store. That way you can get a perfect idea, fittings and all that. So we're changing it over to PVC pipe. This is just drainage. Another thing I'm going to recommend to you guys is try not to buy the cheap stuff. It's like a few bucks more, heavy duty, just in case you won't get no drips. Make sure to prime all your joints. And also, if you've never done this before, you prime the inside. Priming, the purpose of priming on the inside and the joint connections, like you can see here, is so that it roughens it up when you put the glue on. And don't just add glue on the inside, you're going to add glue on the inside and on the outside of the fitting. So you can see what I got going on here. I've already replaced, this is a clean out cap, so you can put a snake in it just in case it's clogged up. And this is my pipe that's going to go that way to the kitchen sink for drainage. And they had some contraption here that was hooked up. You go back over here and they had a freaking hose on it right here. I don't know what the hell the purpose of that was. So what I did, just in case we do need to tap in there for some reason, what I did is just put a screw-on cap. That way I could always adapt to it. So look at this little contraption here. What the heck was that? Just heavy-duty solid steel that was leaking. So I got a bunch of 1.5-inch pipe to replace all the length of this tubing here. They had PVC going to the sink in the bathroom, so I reconnected that. You can see that on the first fitting. This is the kitchen sink. I even took this piece with me here, so that way I can adapt into here. This is gonna go in there and it tightens up. Got the little O-ring right here, and this is gonna connect to the PVC pipe for a connection. This actually separates and I can connect it to the PVC. So this is pretty good for beginners. If you're a professional plumber, you don't need to be on here searching how-to videos. We're here, almost got this complete. Make sure to use this strap right here to hang it, because you'd never want in the future for some kids to be playing down here hanging on the pipes and go bust it up. You could see the old where we go right here, they just had a wire on there, which is fine if it holds it up. I used a rubber boot here onto the metal pipe that goes to the drainage right here. So this really helped out, having the rubber boot and being able to connect, because no matter how hard I cranked this with a pipe wrench, this was not moving. It was solid rust or whatever you want to call it. So I'll back up here so you can see what's going on. Maybe you guys can copy something. You got the, again, I'm gonna go over this. You got the sink in the bathroom. You can see the plumbing and it goes right up in there. That's connected to the drainage here. Rubber boot going here. It looks complicated, but it's not as complicated as you think. I'm gonna go ahead and connect these and I'll show you guys a video real quick of the finished product. Also, if you're a beginner, they do make different angles where you got 90 degree, 45, 60. That way, if you think you can't curve it, you can get those pieces that are gonna curve to the angle that you need to go to. Quick tip for you guys, you can't see my mark, but I always like to mark about a 1/2 inch away, because I know this goes in a 1/2 inch. That way you know when you push this in, it is where it needs to be, or at least close to it. Make sure you get a straight cut on your pipes as you insert them in. Also, as soon as you push this in, it wants to push back out, so make sure you hold it for at least 10 seconds. Another quick tip is, do not start gluing in as soon as you just start gluing in piece by piece. I actually dry fit these all to make sure they're going to go into each other, because as soon as you start gluing and then you realize you should have put this piece in first and not glued this in, you'll be going right back to the hardware store, buy new fittings. Okay, so all I got is one more cut left, and I know and always think ahead. It's almost like a chess game. So you always think ahead before you start gluing. Am I gonna be able to move this pipe in here? Because if it doesn't have no play, you can't grab this piece and that piece and push them into each other. It's just not gonna happen. The rubber boot really helped me out here. I was able to slide this whole rubber boot all the way over and then get the measurement I needed, and the pipe is just like touching each other. Then I was able to slide the boot over and then screw it on. So that really helped out right there. I got my line where I marked it right here. I'm gonna have another guy pushing it in this way when I go to glue this, just in case I can't get in there and do it. but that's the end of the job there, other than strapping. All right, so that's it, guys. Drainage working great, no drips, no leaks. This is what we got going on. I'll try to run it real slow for you guys, just in case you got something like this similar and you need to copy that. That's just the old pipe right there in the corner. Where is it? Oh, there's my finger. Right there. That's about it, guys. Call it done. You don't need a plumber and pay 3-4 grand for this. It cost me less than 50-60 bucks in parts. That's about it. And buy extra. You don't want to go back to the store. Only when you're doing the strap that holds it up. Make sure you put those in.